Find out who I am.
All right, well, when you're ready to tell us, you call the police station and let me know, okay? Can you
Young lady,
photo
I
me?
would like a complaint number for the 911 call. Don't lose your job behind this individual because he's not training you right. I want a complaint number, the CCN numbers
Are you a
of
victim?
this right here, of this call.
Are you
Are
a
you going to
victim?
give it to me?
Unfortunately, I can't
Sir.
unless I have your
Okay.
information.
Are you a
Okay.
victim? Are you a victim of a crime?
When you become professional, then you talk to me.
I'm asking
I'm
you a
talking to
question.
her.
All right, let's go.
I'm the one that called.
All right, have a good night, sir.
The chief will be talking to you.
Okay.
This is car 354, and here's a corporal training this young lady illegally. As a matter of fact, I'll be calling as soon as they'll be calling, getting in contact with you. You want to refuse to give me the CCN numbers, young lady?
I will have a good day, sir.
Okay. This is what goes on in Takoma Park, the service of law enforcement. That's right, call them up now because you're going to get a complaint on you, corporal. Every time I call, I get a CCN number. This is the bull that goes on.
Takoma Park Police Department 8506. This line is being recorded. How can I help you?
I just called just a few minutes ago about some dumping on Sligo Mill Road. And the van that dumped them is just passing by here right now. And I requested the CCN numbers of the call. And your corporal refused to give me the numbers. And he told his subordinate, the young lady he's training, not to. What I would like to do is have a supervisor come down here and give me the CCN numbers of my 911 call.
All right, so what? He is a supervisor.
Okay, then I want somebody above him because the next phone call, I'm going to call your chief on his cell phone and explain it to him what just happened. This individual is unprofessional, and be advised, you are being recorded too. So I would like a supervisor of this corporal who refused to give me the CCN numbers of my 911 call.
I'm looking at the number right here. Do you want me to give you over the phone?
I want a supervisor to come and give me a CCN numbers of my car. I don't want to know, and this has nothing to do with you all. This is his job. Okay? That's what he's supposed to do. And because I was recording him, he didn't want to do it. He wants to prove a point. Well, I'm going to prove a point because I want his badge now. Okay? And I want his law license to take that gun off him so he'll never be a police officer again. This has to stop.
Okay, what is your phone number?
You don't need my phone number. I'll be right here at the Jiffy Lube waiting on a supervisor other than this corporal. Are we going to send one or not?
I can ask him. I'm not his supervisor.
I don't want the corporal back down here. I need a supervisor.
Okay, sir.
And I'm pretty sure you know who I am. So believe me, I'll be down there to file a complaint Monday morning on this corporal. And I'm not going to file it on the young lady because she's being trained by this unprofessional individual. Okay.
Okay, sir. Let me contact the other supervisor.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm at the Jiffy Lube.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right now, we just called 911 to get another supervisor down here. This individual just refused to do it because he was being videotaped. He doesn't need to be a police officer, and he's a training officer. This is what I'm saying about the foolishness that goes on with these law enforcement. They butthurt instead of doing their job. The van that dumped this toiletry just drove by New Hampshire Avenue. I'm on the body camera now. This is just ridiculous. He can't give me the CCN numbers without my ID. Get out of here. What is this? You know, and citizens are getting tired of this. I'm getting tired because I have to call every weekend of dumping behind this street. And now I make a phone call. I can't get the CCN numbers without giving my ID up. Ain't that some shit? And as you saw him getting in between me and the other officer that he's training wrongly. The CCN numbers are the criminal complaint number, the call number that they came out and took this report to make sure that the report is being made. That's what the CCN numbers are. That's why you should always ask to make sure that there will be a report made on your 911 call. Because most of the time, they don't. They just drive away and they don't do no report. This guy, I've never seen him before. But he's training this young lady wrong. You have to give up ID to get CCN numbers. Because he was saying, I have to be the complainant of an illegal dumping on a dead-end street. Get the fuck out of here. Where did they learn? Where did they learn this shit at? This is what I say. You need to make sure these individuals have a 4-year degree in law because they're just making up shit for themselves. And I'm pretty sure they told him, oh, that's Michael. You know. That's why they lackadaisy. Oh, did you call? I think I told him I'll be back here waiting on him. Then the funny thing about it is when you call 911 or their number, the police, they automatically have your telephone number unless you have it unlisted. So why would you ask me for my telephone number if you already have it? Or the number that I'm calling from. So if I seen somebody rob the seafood place, I call the police. It ain't against me, so why would you need no? I'm just reporting it. Why would you need my information? Because I'm just reporting it. Come on, man. Monday we will be at the Takoma Park Police Department filing a formal complaint against this corporal. He needs to lose his badge. And he doesn't need to train anybody. Anybody. You can see it in his voice and his demeanor. He didn't like me videotaping it. If she gonna talk, let her talk. The fuck you have to start giving your ID for getting complaint numbers. Let's say if they send an officer, a supervisor, to give me the CCN numbers. And as most of you all saw on my videos, when I call, I requested CCN numbers and they give it to me. Never ask me for an ID because you don't have to give up an ID for a complaint number. So when you dial 911, you got to give up your ID if you're going to report criminal activity. Ain't that some shit? So, people, you might want to stop calling 911 now because you got to give your ID up when you want to file if you see something criminal and you would like to report it, you have to give up your ID number. Here's the police right here. Now he's going to the back of Jiffy Lube. when I told him I'll be in the front. Let's see, he got his lights on. Shit is fucking crazy. How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
What's your name and badge number?
Sergeant Mazzotti.
Number how you doing, Sergeant? You have credits? You have a card?
Yeah, I got a card.
Can I get a card from you?
Yeah.
I called on this, this is card 359.
You called on the toilet seat over here?
Yeah, the gentlemen, they just dropped it off. Matter of fact, they just went down that way. Your officer and a trainee just came here, and I requested the CCN numbers of my call because I sent them up to the governor's office about this road and the condition that the dumping every weekend.
Right.
And well, she did first, but she's a trainee. She doesn't know anything about it. Asked me for my ID. I don't need an ID to get CCN numbers from them. And that's what I would like from you. And maybe you might want to give her to somebody else because he doesn't know the law. I don't have to give my ID up because I haven't committed a crime. I'm reporting criminal activity on the street every weekend, well, every Monday. I call you all or I call the park people and I get CCN numbers, and not once has anybody ever asked me for my ID.
Okay.
And his attitude stinks. And I'm going to make it known to the chief come Monday because I'm going to file a complaint and try to get that badge off of it because he doesn't need to wear it to work for the citizens. I'm being real, Sergeant.
I understand.
You know,
I understand.
he jumped in his car and told her to let's go. When do you need ID to get CCN numbers, Sergeant? Let's be real. There's nothing in the protocol.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, sir. Well, what I'm trying to piece together here is I've already spoken to this officer before I came out here.
Mm-hmm.
Try and figure out why we ended up here.
This. He didn't like me videotaping him, Sergeant.
Well, I mean, we get videotaped.
I know that, but he didn't like me, and I'm pretty sure he knew who I was. But the problem is this: I had the person. If you all would have responded when I called, because as soon as I hollered at him, he jumped in and he took off. Okay, and I've talked to your chief. I've talked to another sergeant. I don't know their names, but I got the card.
Yeah.
This is an ongoing problem back
I know
here,
it is.
and it needs to stop. So when I call, I can't call the park people because they're so far away. I'm calling you all. But when he comes out here, what's with the attitude? You know, I know it's not
I
you.
can't speak on the attitude.
Thank
I
you.
wasn't here.
You'll see it because it's going to be on my webpage. All that attitude is uncalled for. That's not my job to do. But because it goes back here to mine, it's every weekend.
Every weekend.
I ain't even left yet. And the guy dumping this stuff. And all I ask for is the CCM number, which is my right to get if I make a 911 call without giving up my ID.
I understand.
And that's what the problem was. Just like what I told him. I don't have to give my ID up to get CCN numbers.
I'm trying to figure out why they requested your ID.
I know
Other
it.
than it being video recorded.
That's why. He didn't like me, the camera.
Did he request the ID?
No, she did at first.
She did.
And then I told her I don't have to give my ID up to get CCN numbers. Then he jumped in between me and her and told her, give the ID. And then he said, I don't have to do it. Then they get back in the car and they left.
Okay.
But he had an attitude when he jumped out. You'll see it when he jumped out the car, when he saw the camera. You know, I don't make you look bad, Sarge. This doesn't make you look, you make yourself look bad. I just push the record button.
Right.
You know, and I don't even have to call, but it's an ongoing problem.
I know it's an ongoing problem.
You know, your chief even told me, call him if there's a problem. I don't have to call. You guys are the ones that are out here. And I try to tell through video, you guys make him look good or bad. The chief. And when this is keep going on, and then when he comes in here, every officer that has come here